Brandon King on test debut dropped a few catches. The umpire was blatantly dishonest. Chase and Hope shows a lack of cricket IQ. And Prof. Edwards had said that the pitch will play at its best on the third day. Also, the opposition are entitled to play well. But what will linger in my mind for a very long time, should West Indies not win this match, was that catch that Justin Greaves dropped this morning when West Indies were ahead in the match. Many would say that may well be the turning point in this game. Hello everyone, and welcome to the #1 cricket channel in the Caribbean. Yes, the #1 cricket channel in the Caribbean. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to the show as we take you through this post-tea session on the third day of the first test match between Australia and West Indies, live from Kensington Oval in Bridgetown, Barbados. I really appreciate your company and I thank you for joining us. Now, there have been some epic West Indies victory at this venue. The two that lingers in my mind was in 1992 with Ambrose and Walsh, with South Africa resuming on the fifth and final morning. Then it was a 6-day test, with the fourth day being a rest day. So they would play 3 days, then a rest day. They'll play 3 days, then a rest day, then they'll play another 2 days. I don't quite remember, but there used to be a rest day. And that spell that morning in front of a empty Barbados at empty Kensington Oval, because the people of Barbados refused to come out to support the West Indies cricket team because Cummins was not in the playing 11. That's how Barbadians are. The other time I remember at Kensington Oval was in 2000 when Brian Lara, Courtney Walsh, and Ambrose thrilled us that evening as we chased down 350. I don't remember, but that innings from Brian Lara is considered the second greatest innings in the history of cricket. So, will there be third time lucky for the West Indies? We are here to see. Thank you again for tuning in. The West Indies batsmen are at the crease. Bratweight and Camber, and Stark is with the ball. West Indies need 301 to win. Yes, 301 to win. So Starks to Bratweight. 3 slips, a gully. 3 slips and 2 gully they are starting with. So Starks over the wicket to Bratweight, and he's beat the first delivery. It whizzed through and just shaved the half stump. It's a coat of varnish away from the half stump. So we are up and running here. That first delivery just whizzing through. Thank everyone for tuning in. And those of you who had the stomach to watch that England batting this morning, I appreciate you. I was not up for it. Good afternoon, Merrick. Welcome to the show as usual, man. Happy to have you here. Let's watch Starks. Over the wicket. 3 slips goes down to Bratweight. Bratweight inside edge it onto his pad. And there are whoos and ahs as that one came back in and Kawajat slipped smiling. The Australia want to win this match this evening, you know. It will be a long 2-hour session. 2 hours and about 15 minutes this session will last. I will try my best to be here for this entire session. Please remember to slash a like on the video, click on the subscribe button. That will keep the interaction going. And that's very, very important. So as you join, just slash a like on the video. Just click on that thumbs up button, which will keep the interaction going. Start from the Joel Garner end over the wicket to Bratweight. Bratweight allows it to go through outside the half stump. That looks slow. I would love to see the gun on it, but that one looked very slow. It never whizzed through as the first delivery. You know? So congratulations to Shamar Joseph and picking up his 4th fifer in international cricket. Yes, fourth fifer in international cricket. Want to congratulate the young Guyanese fast bowler. His family and friends must be very proud of him. 25.5 overs, 5 for 87. 5 maidens included in that. Well bowled, Shamar Joseph. Over the wicket, Starks to Bratweight, turn away into the onside. He's up and running. He's gone for 1. They will come back for 2. They will look for 3 as Cummins just reached the wall. They're second and 2. So Bratweight is off the mark with 2 after 4 deliveries in this epic West Indies run chase. West Indies are 2 without loss. 2 without loss. So Qantas, he made 5, Khawaja 15, Green 15, Ingis 12, Head 61. And that's, as I saw Head name there, Greaves first come to mind. You know, Greaves dropping Head. That was the turning point in the game. Despite everything that gone on before, despite the dishonesty of the umpire. This turn away to forward a square leg by Bratweight. They gone for 1 and they will come back for 2 this time. 2 more to the total, 4 without loss. Despite everything that gone on before, the match was balanced up to that time. And some would say that West Indies were just ahead. You know, up to that time, despite everything, despite the dishonesty of the umpire, despite the catches that Brandon King dropped, despite Hope and Chase low IQ, cricket IQ, let's say cricket IQ, despite Prof. Edwards saying that today is the best for the pitch to baton, maybe West Indies have won this match already. Last night when driving home from Mandeville, Starks over the wicket, bowls to Bratweight, clipped it to square leg and he's out. West Indies 4 for 1, Bratweight gone for 4. He just clipped it to square leg and he's out. So that's the first wicket done. And I was making the point that last night while driving home from Mandeville, and thank everyone who tuned in yesterday. And yes, if you really vacation in Jamaica and you want a place to stay, it's not an hotel, it's an Airbnb. Wonderful facility, nice cool breeze in Mandeville. It's in an upscale area of Mandeville, Ingleside, and everyone knows about Ingleside, that it's an upscale, close to the town, but upscale area of Mandeville. You can check it out. And while driving home from Mandeville yesterday, I was speaking to Elton Tucker from TV and Cricket Power Players. Casey Carter walks to the crease. And I said to Elton, if the match finished today, West Indies win. But if it don't finish today, we are not going to win. And that drop catch, man, that drop catch, that's what's going to linger in my mind, that drop catch. Please smash a like on the video. Please click on that thumbs up button, everyone. Remind you, if you are not seeing the thumbs up button, just click off the live chat and you'll see the thumbs up button. And then you can click on it. This Bratweight just turn that away straight to the man at backward square leg. Right, just about 5 meters in from the umpire, and to his right, Qantas took the catch. And so West Indies start once again striking in his first over of a very important defense of an Australia total. And here is partner in crime for so many years, the consistent Jas Aizud, 283 wickets at 25 apiece. Over the wicket, bowls to Campbell, who leaves a load outside the half stump as it goes through to the keeper. 4 for 1 West Indies in over number 2. 4 for 1 in over number 2. I was going through the Australian card when that wicket fell, you know, so probably just give you the West Indies bowling card and don't give you the West Indies. Jaden Seals, 18 overs, 4 maiden, 1 for 70. Shamar Joseph, 25.5 overs, 5 maidens, 5 for 80. The 3 sips goes down as Aizud bowls to Camber, who is up on his toes and played it down in front of him, and there is no run. the score remains at 4-1. So 18 overs, 4 made, 1 for 70 from Jaden Seals. Shamar Joseph, 25.5 overs, 5 maidens, 5 for 80. That's match figures of 9 for 126. So, sorry, 87. So it's 5 for 133. Match figures of 5 for 133. 5 for 87 in this innings and 4 for 46 in the previous innings. That's 9 for 133. Camber leaves alone outside the half stump as it goes through to the keeper. 4 for 1 West Indies after 1.3. Alzari Joseph, 16 overs, 2 maiden, 2 for 65. Justin Greaves, 13 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 55. Jamel Warrican, 8 overs, 2 maiden, none for 18. Rastan Chase, 1 overs, no maiden, 1 for 1 as he got the breakthrough. I think he got scary wicket. Did the West Indies read this pitch wrong in playing Warrican and should have included Imlach as Azewood bowls to the left-handed Campbell played it out to the man at mid-off, to the bowler in his follow-through field, and there is no run. Was there a misreading of the pitch? Before the match started, I would have one change in my lineup. I would have Imlach in place of Greaves. That was before the match started. I would have Warrican. But now, as a Monday morning quarterback, and assessing how the game go on, he ramped that down back with a square leg. Those are the shots that he were playing in the regional Super 50. Down on one knee and ramp it down to find leg for 4. Lovely shot. Those were the shots that he were playing. Azewood is laughing, but he has been playing those shots. He swept the big Australian fast bowler, and he cannot laugh. Well played, John Camber. And he played it well. It clearly has been, when you look at how he played that shot in the regional 4-day tournament, he never played them so well. So clearly, he has been practicing and he has been improving, which you have to give credit to a man who is doing that. That one came right out of the screw. But it may surprise the Australian. It shouldn't, because they should have been watching the regional 4-day tournament. Azewood took Campbell, is played that away, down back with a square leg, past the short leg field, and they will get 2. 2 more to the West Indies. Oh, he got there. Oh, he struggled. He's slow. He's very slow. He took eternity to reach there, but he just got there. 8 for 1. A direct hit or a throw closer to the stump would have had him in trouble, If that throw was closer to the stump, he would have been in trouble. As he came on the front foot, it come off the inside portion of the bat. They touched down for 1, and it took a long time to get going. If that throw was closer to the stump, he would have been in trouble. Nonetheless, 10 for 1. He's on 6, end of over number 2. So the thing is that 10 for 2. Camber is on 6. Carty is yet to face, as Bratweight was dismissed off the very first delivery. So please remember to slash a like on the video. Yes, Stark. He's over the wicket, bowls to Carty, allows it to go through outside the half stump. The pitch is keeping low. It seems to be slower. And probably the Australian have got the best part of the batting condition, which should have been the West Indies. So, really looking forward to your interaction. With 177 watching, we should be having at least 100 persons just clicking on that thumbs up button. And so we can get to the interactions. Carty yet to score. 3 slips on the gully go down. Starks bowls to him. He covers up. 3rd slip skips to his right field. No run. 10 for 1 after 2.2. So what a wonderful spell of bowling by Shamar Joseph. 25.5 overs, 5 maiden, 5 for 87. And in the first innings, he got 4 for 46 with match figures of 9 for 133. Brilliant from Shamar Joseph. A cruise ship is in the harbor in Barbados. Yes, so hopefully they would have, the tourism board of Barbados would have sold this out to bolster Carty drives outside the half stump, beat and goes through to the keeper. Wide delivery. You have to learn to leave those alone, Carty. Have to learn to leave those alone, man. Have to learn to leave those alone. Have to leave those. 10 for 1. Remind you that the target is 301. Are we going to relive 2,000 all over again sometime tomorrow? Wow. Will West Indies win by 1 wicket? It would be lovely, wouldn't it be? Starks to Carty played it out in the gap between backward point and mid-off, and he will get a single. 11 for 1. Carty's off the mark. Jan Camber and 6 comes into strike. Stark in his second over, 1.4 overs, 1 for 5. Just Azud is the harder bowler. His first over went for 6 runs. 1 4 and a 2 by Camber. So West Indies have a mama task, and as the thumbnail said, nerve-wrack. How many of us, first I said I put on the thumbnail nervous wrecks, but then I shorten it and put nerve-wreck. Have our nerves been wrecked? Please remind you to click on the thumbs up button. Really want to engage in the live chat, but we need to get this likes up. Down the leg side, wide. No, it's not a one-day match, so it's not a wide. 11 for 1. So Camber is on 6. Carty is on 1. Wow. Going to be an interesting run chase. Will it be sometime around this time tomorrow? Will it be? Sometime around this time tomorrow? We'll be closing in on a 1 wicket victory. What a joy that would be. Wow. Let's see now as over the wicket ball driven through the gap in the mid-wicket gap between backward square leg and mid-on. Camber is up to 7. West Indies 12 for 1. And I think there's a little more intent from Camber here after 3 overs. West Indies 12 for 1. Camber is on 7. Carty is on 1. So I think there's a little more intent today from Camber, although I did not have an issue with the way that he was batting on Wednesday. I just think that the one that got him out, he never needed was to play at it, because at that stage of the game, coming back into Test cricket, I never had an issue, but he would have probably decided in his mind that I am going to be more attacking. So let's see. You just hope that whatever it does, it works, because in the end, you want West Indies to win. So there are 3 slips and a gully. And then there's a fly gully. Is that as Azud to Campbell, who uses his feet down the pitch, steered it through backward point, and they will come back for 2. So he was using his feet to the big Australian fast bowler, and he checked his drive and played it out into the offside for 2. 14 for 1. 14 for 1. West Indies. Remind you, their target is 301. 301 is the target. As we look to get up towards that total to win this match. He was coming down the pitch, and then he checked the drive. It hit high up on the bat. Jesus to Camber, and Camber is taken on the body as he jammed down on that one, and it probably hit him on the thigh. Counter strike to run him out, but he was well in his crease. So this is good. Yeah, what I'm saying is good. Clearly, Camber is getting under the skin of the Australian by using his feet and not playing as a sitting duck. And clearly you saw that it has already gotten under the skins of the Australian. And this is good. This is a good sign. Long may it last. So there's a backward square leg along with the fine leg on the boundary. So there's a fine leg and a deep backward square leg. Bolts to Camber drives through the offside. It's running away out towards the cover boundary. Let's see it gets there now for 4. Onto the front foot, and he drove that through the covers. It never came right out of the screw, but it was close enough to the sweet spot for it to run away to the boundary. You know, but that's all you want. Whether the ball touched the boundary rope or it hit it away, it is still 4. Still 4. Just like a 6. Once the ball go over the boundary, whether I just go over the boundary or I go out of the ground, it's still 6. Azu to Campbell swings, misses, goes through to the keeper. 13 for Camber, 1 for Carty. West Indies 18 for 1 in over number 4. And this has really taken the Australian by surprise, the approach of Campbell, which is good. Please show your appreciation by slashing a like on the video. You know, we are all here, so show your appreciation. If you are not seeing the thumbs up button, please click off the live chat. You will see the thumbs up. Click on it, and then you can click back on the live chat. It doesn't take a second to do. And it's your best way to show your appreciation. Bowls to Camber. That's one shot rising towards his hip, and he keeps it down in front of forward short leg. 18 for 1. 18 for 1 after 3.5. And Azud looking at Camber, and, you know, would have never seen Camber battered like this. You know, but I always thought that a team like Australia would have always done their homework. As we try to get the likes up to 100, we're just at 54. So let's get these likes up to 100, please. We need to get these likes up to 100. We're just at 54, and we can do better. Almost 300 persons watching. So it should be easy to get the likes up to 100. Short pulls, misses, goes through to the keeper. As a balloon bounce, scary, quizzically. What's happening here? Are they going to review it? It was a tennis ball bounce. The Australians are known to burn review. You know, burn one up front now. That would be good. No, they're not going to burn it today. But the Australians are known to burn review. They give the impression that they are calculated and they are in control, but they burn a lot of reviews. So let's get these likes up to 65. As I said, just click off the live chat. You'll see the thumbs up. Click on it. So if you're just joining us, West Indies needing 301 to win. Yes, win. All right, no problem. All right. So West Indies 18 for 1. 18 for 1. My apology there. So just remember, let's get the likes up to 100. 18 for 1. The batsman out Bratweight. Starks to Carty, drives Carter. No, drop. Oh, thankfully. He's dropped by Green at gully. As he plays a forcing shot out in front of him. Just allow the ball to come to you, Lord God, man. Just allow those balls to go through, man. Look at that shot. Look how far that ball from him. Look at the shot that he's playing. It's the 5th over of the innings, Carty. Come on, man. Come on, man. Please. The ball will get old. The bowlers will get tired. Leave those alone, man. Sure. Start to Carty, and he plays forward and played it to backward point, and there is no run. 18 for 1. And, you know, and I hope that, really hope West Indies win this match and Carty goes on and make a big score. But that's one of the fundamental difference between white ball cricket and red ball cricket, you know. That shot that he played just now, he would have probably gotten 2 for it, or maybe even 4 in white ball cricket, depending on where the backward point is on the boundary or the third man is on the boundary early in the innings. You know, in Test cricket, it goes to hand at gully. You know, and that's why that's why they said Test cricket is a real thing. 18 for 1. In the 5th over of a one-day match, he probably get 2 or 4 for that, depending on where the fielder is on the boundary. Because you would have only have 2 fielders out, so maybe they are operating with a third man and a fine leg. So it would more than likely wide of the third man, and it would have gone for 4. Stark over the wickets to Carty, and his pad whipped away down to fine leg. Azud came across, sends the returning Carty up to 2, 19 for 1. West Indies in over number 5. So we are working to get the likes up to 100. Not doing badly. We are at 73. So just 27 to go. Just 27 to go. Just click on that thumbs up button. Share the stream with your friends and so on. Click on that thumbs up button and share the stream with your friend. 19 for 1. Carty is on 2. Here's Starks. He comes in, bowls to Camber, pitched up, driven to mid-off, no run. 19 for 1 after 4.5. The score remains at 19 for 1 after 4.5. Oh, man. It's 19 for 1 after 4.5. Carty is on 2. Camber is on 13. So Big Green putting down the catch just now. Ah, lovely. This start from the Joel Garnahan. He's up to the wicket. Bowls to Camber, taken on the pad, down the leg side. 19 for 1 at the end of over number 5. 19 for 1, so that's the end of over number 5. West Indies 19 for 1. As we get the likes up, we're trying desperately to get this like, because I really want to go to your comments and hear what you are saying. And I really want to see and hear what you are saying. So we need to get it up to, we need to get the likes up to 100. What does that mean here now? No, do that. So I would have to do this. I don't understand. Okay. So I was wrong there. So this I need to do. 19 for 1. West Indies. Really, you know, do you agree with me? Do you agree with me that we're going to win this match by 1 wicket? Really want to come to your comments. Looking forward. So Azu to continue. He'll be bowling to Carty. Let's see. Yeah, 3 slips and a gully. 3 slips and 2 gully. Azu to Carty, whipped away beautifully through mid-wicket. It running out of towards the boundary. The fielder give chase that Cummins, and they will get 3. West Indies move up now to 22 for 1. Carty moves up to 5. So that's whipped away beautifully by Casey Carty off his pad. It never came right out of the screw, but nonetheless, he got 3 for it. He moves up to 5. West Indies 22 for 1. So West Indies 22 for 1. So with 14 more likes to go. Remind you, if you don't see the thumbs up button, click off the live chat. Then you'll see the thumbs up button. Click on it, and then we'll come back. And then you come back to the live chat and post your comment, and they will start coming through once you reach 100 likes. Over the wicket comes Asood, bowls to Camber. Camber inside edge it down to back with a square leg for a singer. The score goes up to 23. Was it a singer? They stood their ground. Sorry, they stood their ground. 22 for 1 after 5.2. Oh, they did go for the single. Why the scoreboard taking so long to change? So Campbell moves up to 14. Casey Carty is on 5. So remind you of that day in 2000. What a knock it was from Brian Charles Lara, rated as the second greatest innings of all time. What a knock it was. What a brilliant bowling performance from Shamar Joseph. You know. Here's Azud. He comes in now to bowl to Carty. He's over the wicket. Bowls to the West Indies number 3. Solid in defense. Played it to cover. Mid-off, wideish, mid-off, extra cover. 23 for 1 after 5.3 overs. 23 for 1. So let's keep those likes coming in. We are only 8 likes away, so just keep it coming. Only 8 likes away. Yeah, we're only 8 likes away, so keep it coming. Carty's on 5. 23 for 1. Azud over the wicket. Bowls to Carty. Carty steered this to gully. Green made a diving stop to his left field. It was all along the ground. No chance of out. He you know, I really think that he needs to leave those balls alone. They are just back of a length. If he's going to drive them, he will have to drive them on the up. And he can drive them on the up when the ball is 20 overs old. But right now, you need to leave those balls alone. Let Azud come closer to you. Like that you should have put away. Yes, and he played it through the covers. He's gone for 1. They are back for 2. Let's see if they will come back for 3. No, they're 2nd and 2. That's it. That's it. Allow those balls to go through, and then Azud would have to come closer to you. And when he comes closer to you, punch it into the gap and run 2. Those are just my thoughts, my opinion. So West Indies 25 for 1. Good afternoon, everyone. I see J. Charles, Azud over the wicket. Bowls to Carty, and Carty is solid in defense. Well bowled, well played. Yes, you defend those. And that ball that he defended just now is the same ball that he drove at on 2 occasions, but they were wider from him. So, Mrs. Brown? You know, I knew, subconsciously I knew you came, but I never. yes, yeah, but I never quite sure, but subconsciously I knew you came. All right, good afternoon. How are you doing? Garrick Wilson, good afternoon. Athena, good afternoon. Patrick Lambert, good afternoon. Roddy Clay, Brian Paul, Sheldon Simmet, Fitzroy Charles, Never Brown, Brian Paul, SOS Music Labor, Kingman, Migger Pin. Good afternoon to you all. Robin, Sebastian, Ramdeen. A long time I haven't seen you. Warrior FC, good afternoon. All of you. If I don't call any name, I apologize. But your comments are coming through now, so I will see your comments as Camber click this to the man at forward of square leg, and there is no run. For a moment, I thought that was the Prime Minister of Barbados, but no, she isn't. So, somebody say we'll win with 2 wickets. That's Roddy Clay said we'll win with 3. Garrick Wilson said with 2. West Indies will have to bat out of their skin to win this one. I agree, Peter Sinclair, that I am along that line with you. So, it will be very interesting about this time tomorrow. We'll all be nervous. Camber Seckers is on 14, 25 for 1. Stark to Camber taken on the pad, load appeal, that look very straight, not outside the umpire. They're going to check, they're going to consult. It looked fairly straight. Stark is interesting. It looked fairly straight to me. I hope that they don't review it. This is what I hope that they don't review. This is what I'm not going to beg them to review. I think what Travis Ed said to them, it may be clipping so you won't lose a review. And I think that's what convinced Pat Cummins to go for the review. He said that worst case scenario, it is clipping and they won't lose a review. So Conroy Scott. So that comment, I really like the start of that comment, but that flashed by. Who was the person that made it again? I think is a good comment. We have to bat out of our skin. Mr. Brown, thoughts on Shamar off-field antics? Such a horrible turn of events could be his last West Indies game. So Wainwright Henry said 302 for 8. John Noon said, we would win this match by 3 wickets, not 1. This is serious, you know, because Starks get the ball to come to straighten. Look at it now. This is what umpire's call. Well done. I told you that what Travis Ed said to Pat Cummins. I told you that's what Travis Ed. I'll come to you, Big F. I will reply to you shortly. I'm going to delete your comment, but I'll reply to you shortly. And I will tell you why I delete your comment, because I need to. Because while I will come to you shortly. I will soon tell you why I need to delete your comment. 25 for 1. Let's, at the end of the over, I'll address it. Right? Big AF. Over the wicket, balls to Camber inside edge onto his pad. You know, Camber is looking to play aggressive, and the big Australian quick is relentless. And like he's saying, hit this boy, hit this. What you're doing, hit this, hit this. And you know, the umpire thought about that for a long time, you know, for a moment I thought he was going to put up his finger, you know. But I'm coming to you, Big F. Yes. So thank all of you who are tuning in. Those of you who have backed your TV and have aligned to our stream so that we are seeing it, we are aligned together. Stark bowls to Campbell, clip this to the man at forward square leg. And there is no run. Wow. So 6.4 overs. West Indies 25 for 1. Clipped it. I wonder if Campbell could play those balls just a little earlier on it, and instead of trying to clip it, he tried to press it. So instead of turning the bat, just try to press it. You know, hit it where it's coming from. I wonder if he could do that. Just hit it where it is coming from. Hold your shape and hit it where it is coming from. Short rising bouncer over his head through to the keeper. This should be Bratweight's farewell, said Andrew Grant. Enough is enough. Our views differs on that, Edward Grant, but this is a community where all views are welcome, so we respect your views. One of these 3 batsmen will have to score 3-figure. King or Chase or Hope, said Andrew Gaspard. The thing about it, you know, Andrew Gaspard, I hope none of those 3 get a bat. For me, I hope these 2 hit it off. Someone needs to score a big 100 for the West Indies to win this game, said Big AF. Stark over the wicket, balls to Campbell, pitched up, driven wide of the man at mid-off who moves to his right-hand field. End of the over. So I want to come to that post that Big AF made. I first of all, the Cricket Forum has no official knowledge of the name of the person. Therefore, that is why I delete Big F posts. We are fully aware of the situation, but we have no official communication on the name of the person. And that's why I delete your post, because you mentioned a name. We are aware of this situation from as early as the second test match between England and the West Indies last year in England. However, it was not our place to say anything about these allegations, because in the end, these remains allegations. the alleged person who have been abused, his lawyer, have came forward and have spoken. So this situation is now out in the open. However, the lawyer was careful not to call any name. And we are taking that same position until a name is released from an official source, whether Cricket West Indies or the Guyana Police Force or the Director of Public Prosecution in Guyana or whatsoever that office is called. Until such a name is called, we cannot call a name. I have always maintained that when these allegations are made, they are very serious allegations. And there are no winners. Should the allegations be true, someone would have been heinously and cruelly violated. Should the allegations be true? Should the allegations not be true, someone's character would have been smeared. So when such allegations are made, there are no winners. And the Cricket Forum want to put it on record that they are allegations. In my opinion, if I was the president of Cricket West Indies, I would say to the young man, there's a place for you on the West Indies team. But for you to get that place, we are asking you to go and clear your name. We'll support you as much as we can legally, but we are asking you to go and clear your name. When you clear your name, there's a place on the West Indies team for you. That's the Cricket Forum official position, and I will not discuss it any further. So Sheldon, we are batting quick at this time, said Sheldon. John New said they need to leave the wide balls alone. Also stop playing on the back foot. So Cummins is into the attack. He comes in, bowls to Carty, and Carty covers up and played it to mid-on, and there is no runs. They need to leave the wide ball alone. So John P. Nichols said, kindly keep allegations off the chat. That's what John P. Nichols, as Cricket West Indies, and I said I'm not saying anything anymore, but as the biggest fan channel in the Caribbean, and there are some allegations out there. They are out there. It cannot be hidden. As I said, we knew about this sometime around the second test match between England and the West Indies last year in England. And we were able to keep it under wraps from then because it was allegations, so we couldn't come here with it. But I think we'd have addressed it, and that's the end of it. And, so that's the end of it. But we had to talk about it. We have to have a position on it. And we have put our position out there because we are the West Indies' biggest cricket fan channel, and so that's the end of it for me. Robin said, I'm now nursing a fractured toe. 2 months, I think ages is catching up with me. How have you been, brother? I'm great. I've been very good. I've been good. I've been a lot of fun, continues to follow West Indies cricket. So Robin from Trinidad, what's your thoughts with Da Silva being left out of the team led by 35 for 1? Patrick Labert said, I disagree with you totally. He has nothing to defend. As I said, I'm not going to say anything more about it. I'm not going to read any more comment about it. I've put forward my official position, the Cricket Forum official position. It will take combination of mental toughness and good batting techniques by the West Indies, Never Isaac said, to get this 301. We are going to get it, you know. We have to have hope. Here's Starks in his 5th over. Over the wicket, bowls to Carty, and Carty played this out into the big gap in the offside and goes through for another single. He moves up to 14. Camber is on 14. West Indies 37 for 1. 37 for 1. Emmanuel Cummins is saying, Carlton, you are correct. Thank you for your support, Emmanuel. Respect, man. Thank you for that. Mr. Brown, I think one of these two batting can make 3 figures. I hope Stanmore Knight that both of them will, you know. I really hope. Emmanuel Cummins is saying Greaves and Warrican should be dropped. Yeah. Over the wicket comes Starks, ball to the left-handed. Camber allows it to go through outside the half stump. I take your point, Emmanuel Samuels, but you see, because the match is going on, I don't want to be in that discussion. I have no problem with you voicing it in your chat, but I'm not going to reply to who should be dropped and so on. I will read it if I see it. I'll definitely read it, but I'm not going to say yes or nay at this time. After the match, we will do that. Definitely a win or lose match. The beauty of Test cricket, that one gone. I am liking the intent these two are batting with, said Big AF. Sure, yes. Our batsmen seem to be up to the task. I hope they can pull this one off. Starks over the wicket, flashed away by Camber. That's his approach. High over third slip, outside edge phone, but he went hard. And when you go hard, you usually make your own luck. 41 for 1 after 8.5. Pitched up. Okay. That ball that Campbell flashed at now, it was a similar delivery that got him out on Wednesday. But instead, he never flashed at it. He poked at it. And you would have heard me say that. I would have preferred that if he had flashed at the ball. You know, he poked at it. Good afternoon, Winston King. How are you? I appreciate you being here. You know, I'm not going down there SOS music labor. Whether yay or nay, bowls to Camber is forward and he steered it. Oh, he steered it between the slips for 4. Whether deliberately or luckily, his positive intent is paying off. So he's on 22, 45 for 1. And clearly, Camber, as I said earlier, Camber had rattled the Australian. So we need to get the likes up to 150 so that the chat doesn't cut off again. So let's get the likes up to 150. Remind you, if you're not seeing the thumbs up button, click off the live chat, then click on the thumbs up button, and then you can click back on the live chat. So we need to get it up to 150. As I said, we're not getting there. Interesting you should ask that, said Sebastian Ramdin. I don't understand the thinking of the committee that Silva was one of the candidates interviewed for captaincy and then drops, you know? Yeah. I would have discussed that in a video. Those were my exact point. Roddy Clay said, yes, you said. Thank you, Roddy Clay. Cummins to Carty off the back foot balls into the covers. And you're saying about Camber flashing at the ball instead of just poking on it like on Wednesday. Thank you very much. Emmanuel Cummins said 3 fast bowlers and 1 spinners. And that spinner would be Chase or would it be Warrican? Yes. He just opened the face. He guided it, and I think it was an educated edge. Would you say that? Cummins to Carty, played it to mid-wicket, mid-on, wide mid-on, no run, 45 for 1 after 9.2. You guys go ahead with that chat about the who should be dropped and so on. As I said, I am not going to engage in such a chat until the match is finished, and especially the two persons you are talking, they have not yet batted, and we hope that if they are called upon to bat, they will see the team to victory. So I am not going to engage in that. Cummins to Carty played it to Medan again, 45 for 1 after 9.4. But I don't mind you guys doing it. Australia got a lot of their runs in boundaries, said Sheldon Smith. So the West Indies may have to do the same. I don't think that's something that we should be concentrating on. I think that we should just let the bowling come to us. I think why Australia got so many runs in boundaries is that we are attacking fields for quite a good length of their innings. Cummins to Carty turn away down to fine leg off his hip for a single. He moves up to 15. Camber is on 22. West Indies 46 for 1. Camber comes into strike. So Camber comes into strike. 46 for 1. So Banana Brooks is saying, do you think but Tyrone is saying that Tyrone Strat is saying that you're right, Banana Brooks, but it's gone. Carty should play the anchor role and let Camber go for the runs, said Sheldon Smith. Did you get it, boss? ESPN Caribbean. ESPN Caribbean. Yeah, it's an ESPN Caribbean. Yes. No, man. Let me soon talk to you. Let me talk to you after the over. So, Camber seconds as Azud comes in now, bowls, and that one kept low, but he played it out into the cover for a single. 47 for 1 at the end of the over. Carty is on 15, Camber on 24. He will keep the strike. Beg 30 seconds, please. Apology. So Calypso Thumba 1980 Rodiclay, that drop catch this morning is only human, boy, but it's earth. Yeah, Rodiclay, yeah, human beings are entitled to mistake and so on, but the fact is that we know that it is human. We know that they're entitled to mistake, but it's the nature of the game. He's going to be criticized for that drop catch. And you saw a list about 5 things that happened before that drop catch. King dropped some catches. There were other persons that dropped catch. The umpire is dishonest as Azul comes in. Round the wicket to Camber is in both to Camber, and Camber scoop it over the keeper. The keeper goes back, took the catch, is out. He tried to scoop it. He didn't get the elevation or the distance, and so West Indies lost their second wicket. Camber goes for 23, and West Indies are 47 for 2 after 10.1 overs. He looks to scoop it, but didn't get the elevation, and he goes. So it's pitched up. It comes off the gloves. You know, it was a little late into the shot. Quick, here it goes back, took the catch, comfortable catch. West Indies lost their second wicket. Yeah, so I was saying about the Greaves, that despite everything that went on before, persons are going to say that drop catch was a turning point in the match. But when he dropped that catch, as I said, West Indies were still in front at that time, or you could say the game was in the balance. And persons are going to look at that and say, that's the time, you know. So it's going to West Indies, you know, Camber gone, said Winston King, yes. Yes. Additionally, Da Silva was a top 5. Well, he was the second leading run scorer, I think. He was second, eh? I think Da Silva was second leading run scorer in the regional 4-day. I am almost sure that he was. Jason Mohammed 679, Da Silva 583 was second. Jamar Hamilton 573. Both Ian Kevlar and Anders were 573. And Paris made 542. Imlak was 538. So he was second, you know. So I agree with you. He was in the top 5. He was second. Now I understand playing Hope as keeper, and if you had Da Silva, you would have keep because he ain't no outfield player. Yes. So King is at the crease, 47 for 2. Jesus to Brandon King. He's in. Brandon King's taken and the pad. He's out first ball. Is he? Yes, the umpire have given it. Jesus is an hard trick. And King walks off for naught in his first match. And he's looking. He's not reviewing it. He's walking off. First delivery, inside edge. And he's looking back. Let's watch the replay. It came in sharply to him, inside edge onto the pad, and it balloons to gully, and Green high above his head took the catch. And that is protecting the ball. Yeah, look at that. You heard me always talking about that our fielders need to protecting the ball. That is protecting the ball. Our fielders would have put their hand on the ground. We have seen it so often. That is protecting the ball. Calypso Tomba said Lewis for the second test in the opening position. Good afternoon, Patrick Smith. Sir Brown, there is no need to go hard. We have time on our hands. We can win, just need to be selective. I agree. I think that's what I'm saying. You know, I think that's what I'm saying. Yes, Patrick Smith. Camber Scoop. Good afternoon, Sherwin. What's the score? 46 for 3. You know, I can tell you why Sherwin asked that question. I know why he asked that question. Absolutely know why Sherwin asked that question. And I know why Sherwin posted that. I know absolutely why Sherwin posted that. Sherwin posted that because Brandon King just got out. That's why he's posted that. Big AF said that game over. I just came in the house, said Sharon. Okay, cool. You sure is that because Brandon King just got out? Inside edge onto the pad, ballooned. Unlucky, but that's the nature of the game. Daniel Providence said, Camber John is Brian Paul, how we go again? Zero need a drink? Here we go again. Zero need a drink. Azu, the trick delivery, Chase leaves it alone and length. It goes over the stump. Well bowled, well played, Chase. So Chase avoid the trick. Wow. Wow. That's it. That's the difference, man. There you go again, you know. In the white ball game, where that would have gone, there would be nobody there, and they would have gotten 2 for it. Test cricket is a different thing from white ball cricket, man. Bowl to Chase down the leg side through to the keeper, 47 for 3 after 10.4. Carties and 15. Chase is a not. I'm not giving up yet, though, you know. I'm not giving up yet. Mr. Brown, when our batters get a start, they should not give away the wicket, said Stanmore, kick night. Yeah. When we get a start, we need really to push on. We need to regroup here. Things are moving too fast in the wrong direction, said Riston King. Yeah, there are 1, 2, 3 slips, 5 slips. You could call it 5 slips or 3 and 2. As Chase steered this away, wide of green at the 5th slip or gully, and sends the return in. So there's a ring of 5 fielders behind the bat. So whether you think it is 5 slips or you think it is 3 slips and 2 gully or 4 slip and a gully, there's a ring of 5 fielders there. And the score goes up to 48. Chase is off the mark. Carty is on 15. Taylor and Chanda Paul would have been suitable to bat on that wicket. West Indies cricket is in a mess, sorry to say. Over the wicket, bowls to Carty down the leg side, it goes through to the keeper. Don't agree with your, I do not, let me say it, I don't share that opinion about Tej Chanda Paul, but as usual, all opinions are welcome and we respect you posting your opinion here and we're glad that you posted. I would drop Camber for the second test. Well, as I said, I'm not going to discuss about dropping anyone as yet, but you are entitled to post your views. Carty drop will be costly. He and Chase will score centuries, said Sammy St. Ellen. Well, let's hope so. We really, really hope so. I don't like the shot from John Camber, even if it went for 6. Foolish shot, said Kenroy Smith. Kenroy Smith, I don't know if I have the interview, but in a press conference during the regional 4-day tournament, I asked him about it. 48 for 3 as Cummins bowls to Chase and he defends out into the covers and there is no run. I do not remember his exact reply, but I'm paraphrasing his reply here. I asked him about it and his reply was something like this. No matter what I do, I can get out next ball. You know? And I was going to ask a follow-up question, but I decided not. Because that was his reply. He said, no matter what shot I play, I can get out next ball. So I'm not going to stop doing it. I did ask him about it, and he said that he's not going to stop doing it because no matter what shot he played, he can still get out next ball. The follow-up question I was going to ask and said, God forbid, we can go on the road at any time and meet in an accident. We can be driving down the road and meet in an accident. God forbid. But not because we can meet in an accident at any time, it means then we are going to do things that increase the possibility of us getting in an accident. That's what I was going to ask, the follow-up question I was going to ask him, but I did not. I just leave it there because when I'm in these interviews, if I'm to ask follow-up questions, I can get very sharp, very sharp. But I didn't, you know, because that shot he played, yes, you can get out next ball, of course, but you are likely to get out if you are playing high-risk shots. Cummins to Carty ducked under the bumper and there is no run. 49 for 3. You are likely to get out if you are playing high-risk shots more than if you are playing what I would call sensible cricket shots. You know? So I don't, and it probably goes back to the cricket IQ, the low cricket IQ that I mentioned. I don't know. So Google, long time don't see you. You think that John Campbell really need to be sent home? Who's gonna be your Lara innings to win the game for you? Wow, it's good question, Robin. Shay Hope, Rastan Chase, Casey Carty, Tyrone Stratton, Kenroy, great call, well, sure. I changed my mind and hope he have earned my respect, said Sherwin. That's good, Sherwin, that you evolve with what you see happening. You see, I'm going to use a phrase that Mid-Stark use, and don't think that I mean anything. I'm just going to I'm using it. So, as that one plays to mid-off, and there is no run. 12 overs, 49 for 3. Everyone in this community, the vast majority of you in this community who are here day after day with me, knows that I want every West Indies player to do well, especially in a match. You all know that no matter how I criticize a player, when it comes to match day, and they take that field for the West Indies, I want them to do well, because if they do well, West Indies will win, and that will make me happy. And not only make me happy, when West Indies win, I make money. So I want the players to do well so that West Indies can win. I just respond now to Sherwin comment after, as Azul comes in, bowls to Chase, and Chase ride a short delivery taken on the gloves. Just take off your gloves and check it, Chase. Don't face another ball. Call out the physio. Slow down the game. The Australians are on top. Don't let them keep running into you, but he's not going to do that. If he was on 40, he would have probably called for the towel. But now that he's under pressure, he's not calling for the towel. So, let's watch Chase now as he secures. Outside the half stump by Jesus, through to the keeper. So Mitchell Stark, and as I said, I'm just saying this not in any offensive way, but it's just because Mitchell Stark used it to jar us all. And so Mitchell Stark said to jar us all, every dog of their day out. Or even a dog of a day out, or something like that. You know? So it will take more than one innings. Oh, I get a better one than that. One that I think West Indians are associated with. Not one swallow a summer made. You know? So it will take more than one innings from Shay Hope from me. And again, I said, you know. I know persons might be tuning in just now and they will say things, but the majority of you who's always here all the while know that I want every player to do well once they go there. Tyrone said, Lara would not play a scoop at this stage. Chase is forward and he blocked that down the outside of the pitch. Winston King, if there's anyone who need a drop, is Bratweight, not Camber at all. Leave Camber is showing some positive, at least Camber is showing some positivity. I am a John Campbell fan, but Godman, I am heard, said Goodly. As I said, you know my position. Camber, first match back, although he has played a lot in the past before you see what I'm saying, that from the moment the ball hit him on the first time, he should have called out the physio. But he has to face 2 other deliveries before he realized that he has to call out the physio. And when I say these things, persons say things, but it's low IQ. I said it as soon as the ball slow down the game. But now the pain became unbearable. He called out the physio. So, John Camber, Brandon King, Shay Hope, Ruston Chase. To be honest, for me, it's like those players making their debut, although 3 of them had played already. So for me, it's like those 3 players making their debut. So I'm not going to go in on any one of those players. Not going to go in on any one of them. Yes, I will critique, of course, because that's my right. That's my opinion. We give our opinions here. Athena said, Pat Cummins' captaincy is spot on. Daniel said, John is finished even after we won. Well, yes, good comment. No, it's the second part I'm talking about. As I said, I'm not discussing any who should be dropped or not. Camber and King are still on my list of players who should be on the squad. Chase and Hope have earned a stay on my list, said Sherwin. Calypso said Chase has a chance to prove his captaincy selection with a winning inning. So he is probably going to be the Lara. That would be a great question, said Kingman. Which one, Kingman? Please remind us. Who is going to be the Lara? Camber and King are still on. Oh, well, I read that one already. Googly said, well said, Mr. Brown. Bad shot, thank you. Camber should not be there because he can catch the ball. I don't understand that. It is like comparing apples and orange. That was Harrigan, said Brian Paul. Some more context, Brian Paul. Remember, I don't necessarily, so give me some more context. Simple fact, they don't love you, but they don't treasure their wicket. Oh, they don't love to bat, said Tyrone. I think yes, they don't treasure their wicket. That shot by Camber was not called for at this moment. Mr. Brown, Camber can't catch an easy pop. Okay, that's what I said. It is very simple, said Patrick Lambert. He was not selective and didn't put on his cricket in mind. That's what I refer to as low cricket IQ. King is a very streaky player, said Sherwin. Okay, they soon be back. What Hope did to impress me is he was not running from the ball. Bad shot selection, said John Nunes. I was just poking when your batting coach is Floyd Reefer. How much can you really learn? I still maintain that they need to get back Carl Hooper to be the coach. Garnet Green said Camber does that foolishness all the time. He and Blackwood can't play contextual cricket. Winston King, I don't think it's limited to those two, Garnet. I've seen a number of players on this West Indies team, both men and women, who have demonstrated low IQ, even the first innings. Look at Chase and Hope. So we need to get. So Shay Hope will be our Lara in this series. Remember, we were in a similar position before Lara came. We need to get someone like Chanda Paul, said Robin, and on the batting coach. I don't think Chanda Paul is a good coach, Robin. I really think the man that they need to get is Carl Hooper. Azud comes in, bowls to Chase, who plays it off his pad and is out. Inside edge onto his pad, caught at forward short leg. This match may finish this evening, because this match going up to 4 o'clock and Australia can ask for another half hour. West Indies in tatters here. Absolutely tatters. But I don't rate Chanda Paul as a coach. Hooper is the man I rate. I don't think Chanda Paul is a good coach. Yes, sir. Don't get me wrong, but with the game status, that one gone, West Indies just can't bat. We don't have one good batsman. Mine is set media. That is the fact is that the numbers bear that out, because is one batsman in this team average 13, and maybe that average gone below 30 now that he has failed in both innings. One batsman in this team averaged 30. So that's an indication that the batting is average. The batting is poor. That's a clear indication that the comment from the poster that the batting is poor. Everybody averaging in their 20s, and this is. I'm just checking here. What's happening here? I'm just checking to see if Bratweight average has fallen below. No, it's not going to fall below 30 anytime soon, because it's 33. So, but he's the only man who is averaging over 30 in the team. And this may stir some controversy, but the truth is, why Why would you drop a man? Why would you drop two players who is averaging 25 and keep one who is averaging 21? Mark you, none of those average are impressive. Those are small, low average. So don't get me wrong and think that I'm saying that 25 is good. I'm not saying that 25 is good. But 4 runs extra. 4 runs extra. Does matters. So why would you drop a man? 2 men who are averaging 25 and pick one who is averaging 21. Those are the little, what I call it, nuances that I can't quite get my head around, I don't know rightfully or wrongly, but I would not have dropped Athanaze and Hodge and have Greaves. One of them would have been in the squad for me instead of Greaves. But those are just my opinion. I am not the coach. Cummins comes in now, bowls to Carty, and Carty is solid in defense. 49 for 4, West Indies after 13 overs. Now is the time to rally, said Sheldon. Agree, Hooper is a good captain. Hooper is a good option. But he was given a chance before, and I don't think he's interested in the job anymore. Remember that while Hooper, the reason why Hooper leave, what we heard, why Hooper is no longer the West Indies assistant coach, is that every time that he's to fly to the Caribbean, it costs Cricket West Indies $20,000, and they think that was too expensive to bring him here. That's what we are hearing. They are playing in Barbados, so at least 5 Bajans have to be on the team. Why Athanaze and Hodge not playing? Don't get me wrong, none of them have a right to any game doing a garnet. But I'm just saying that I would have definitely gone ahead with either Greaves or with either Hodge or Athanaze over Greaves. But at the same time, because all of them are averaging in the same ballpark, the coach can pick anyone he wants. If Athanaze and Hodge were averaging 30 odd, their game would have been sure, and that was their responsibility. That they had the opportunity to make themselves undroppable. But they did not do that because they done what everybody else were doing. And when you do what everybody else were doing, you are setting up yourself to be dropped, because it then comes down to who the selector likes or who the selector thinks that fits his role. Greaves is an all-rounder. What do you mean by that? I don't understand the Warwick pick as vice captain. Greaves is an all-rounder. Greaves is an all-rounder. Or you work that out. A man who plays 7 test matches and get 8 wickets is an all-rounder. Or you work that out, Sherwin. A man who plays 7 test matches and average 21 is an all-rounder. No, man, you can't call that man an all-rounder. Although, in my context, I've said it before, an all-rounder, a test match all-rounder is, in my book, this is my criteria for picking an all-rounder. Test cricket, 20 matches, and your batting average is higher than your bowling average. Pulled away by Casey Carty down back with a square leg, West Indies should get 253 for 4 after 14 overs. So that's my description as an all-rounder. If you are a one-day all-rounder, 20 matches, your batting average higher than your bowling average, and now you become a one-day all-rounder. So, but despite Greaves doesn't reach 20 matches, he's at 7. He's not showing any indication of an all-rounder. Not because he have a pretty run-up and him seam away the ball. That pretty run-up and seaming away the ball doesn't mean you're an all-rounder. The man got 8 wickets in 7 matches. He need to get wickets if he want to be considered an all-rounder. I used to be hard on Maurice Foster, who averages over 30, but was dropped from the team, said Joseph. I am not dropping Greaves, said Sherwin. You're entitled to your opinion, and I never said that. I'm not discussing any dropping. I'm just making the point that I would not have selected a man who was averaging 21 in the squad over 2 youth who were averaging 25. If you were contributing with the ball, then. An all-rounder traditional is a player who can make the team as either a batsman or a bowler. Fair enough. The best all-rounder we have is Mayers, said Kempton Ramator. Could be. Great point, Mr. Brown. Is Arjan Atanay's average agree? Great point, Mr. Brown. Is Arjan Atanay's agree 100%? Okay, yeah, okay, thank you. What Bratweight did to be selected in the team? 20. Why Bratweight should not have been selected in the team? Let me ask you that. Bratweight is the best batsman in West Indies, you know. No matter what I say, you know. He failed twice in this test, but Bratweight is the best batsman we have in the team. Best batsman. Craig Bratweight is the best batsman in the West Indies team. Ed Frank said, question, is Sammy allowed to change his squad for the next test? Yeah, man, he can do it. Or can he only pick a team from the current squad selected? No, man, he can always bring in players. Sammy has some big thing against the small islanders, said Shirley Samuels. But as I always said, everyone are entitled to their opinion. And Shirley Samuel is from Dominica, and he lives very close to Darren Sammy. So I know that Darren Sammy will have some questions to answer from Shirley next time they meet up. Right, Shirley? Yes. I know. So yes, this is Azu to continue. So let's watch now as Azu over the wicket, bowls to Carty and he's bowled down. 56 for 5. Oh, 56 for 5. Oh my Lord. 56 for 5. 56 for 5. Wow. $56 for 5. West Indies in tatters. Absolute tatters. Yes, Mr. Brown is... Kempton Romatar, in all honesty and in all due respect, check the numbers. Check the numbers. Don't be like John P. Nicol yesterday, you know. Check the numbers. And Bratweight has been failing a long time, you said. If you're comparing, I never said Bratweight is the best batsman in England, you know. or Australia or India. I said he's the best batsman in the West Indies. So despite Bratweight failing, the other batsmen are failing more than him. You got the point now? I hope I made the point, Campbell. I never say Bratweight is the best batsman in England or Australia or India or New Zealand. I said he's the best batsman in the West Indies. Yes, Garnet, thank you for that 5 West Indies. It's all over, yes. But who is not struggling, Sherwin? That's the point I'm asking. Which West Indian batsman is not struggling? Which? Before this test match, the last test match that West Indies played, who was our top scorer in the last test match that West Indies played? Before this test match, who top scorer for West Indies? Middle pin straight is, I think Bratweight is the best, then Hope is the second best. In this squad, I don't have a problem with that. In this squad, I don't think anyone who said Hope, they think Hope is the second best batsman in the West Indies team. In this squad, I don't have a problem with saying anyone saying that. In this squad, yeah. Yeah, I don't have a problem. Robin said, they are going out there underestimating unplanned and schoolboy-like approach, said Robin. They are going out there underdetermined, unplanned, and schoolboy-like approach. Let me tell you what is happening here. Let me tell you all what is happening here. It's called, let me use the track and field. I was going to use the motor racing one, but let me tell you what I have here. No, let me use the football one. I think I can use the football one. Most of you watch FA Cup football in England. When the lower league team comes up to play like let me be careful that I don't use a name that I don't want to use. Chelsea or Arsenal. Forward come Greaves in that stylish way of his and played it to mid on 57 for 5 at the start of number 16. So the lower league team comes up to play the top team like a Chelsea. And for the first 15 to 20 minutes or to 25 minutes, the toe-to-toe with the upper league, with the Chelsea, the lower league team, Tanmere United are one of those teams, or Oxford. They toe-to-toe. Greaves covers up and play to mid off. But as the game wore on, the class of the upper league team, the Chelsea, took control and they just start pinging the ball around the lower league team. That is what is happening here. West Indies can stay with Australia up to about the 35 minutes, 45 minutes mark in the match. Lord Appeal, this is going to be very straight. He has not given it, but they are going to review it. They are going to review it. I'm almost sure. As Greaves comes at the front foot and Cummins is going up, they are going to review it. And that's what's happening here now. It's the second half. The lower league team is tired. They start making a lot of mistakes. They cannot match the intensity of the upper league team in the second half. And that is exactly what is happening here. And so we were able to compete with Australia for 2 days. But as the match nears the halfway point, we are not able to keep that intensity. That look very straight, That's my reading of it. Now, Tony, you said that if Bratweight is our best batsman, we are in real trouble. I'm asking you, who in the team is better than Bratweight? I'm not asking you who you like, Tony. And I'm not asking you your perception. I'm asking you, Mr. Brown, this done today. I'm asking you who is umpire's call. Well done, umpire. Well done, umpire. That's a good one, umpire. Thank you very much. Dead straight ball. He should be out. Well, it's pitched just outside the half stump, Garnet Green. So it was a good decision. It was a good decision. It was a good decision. It's time Bratweight must go, and Camber has not improved since it's time for the band, said K. Amute. Azewood bowls to Greaves, played it down to forward short leg. There's no run, 57 for 5. And I'm saying that if Bratweight should go, everyone should go because he's the best batsman in our team. And I ask the question again, who top scored in the last test match that West Indies played before this match? Outside the half stump, goes through to the keeper and there's no run. Who top score? Why blame Sammy? This is his first test. What's wrong with the Caribbean people? SOS Music Labour, who is blaming Sammy? And SOS Music Labour, I know you're Sammy attorney, but although you're a fan of Sammy, other persons are entitled to their opinion. SOS Music Labour, you have to be mature enough to respect that, I don't see anyone blaming Sammy, maybe they are and they comment passing me. But SOS Music Labour, just like how you express your support for Sammy, you have to be mature enough to know that persons will express their displeasure for Sammy. Because it's you cannot believe that everyone is going to think the same way. So you cannot be bullying people, SOS Music Labour. You cannot be trying to stifle people from expressing their opinions. And so if someone is blaming Sammy, you don't agree, say you don't agree. But don't try to bully the person not to make the opinion, as Azul comes into Hope and don't know what Hope was doing there. Somehow, somewhere, he kept it out. Can't describe the shot. Was he running? 57 for 5. So you have to understand that SOS Music Labour, you have a right to support Sammy. Others have a right to have displeasure with him and not to support him. I've said it many times. I would not have given Sammy the job, but I'm Sammy in. I'm going to support him. He's the West Indies head coach. I'm Sammy in. As Hope plays that one down in front of him and there's no run, 57 for 5. But persons who are saying Sammy out, respect their views also. You don't have to agree, but respect it. If I was Sammy, I will tell men fake injuries and replace them. Bring back the Silva, Atanes, and Adge, said Robin. Okay? And there's another person expressing his opinion, which fine, that's what we want. Over the wicket comes Azewood, bowls to Hope. He leaves alone outside the half stump, through to the keeper, 57 for 4. I am not a Sammy fan, people calling for the coach to go. I am not a Sammy fan. People calling for the coach to go, give some names who could take over. Well, Tony said top scorer in the last test match was Adge. Tony, don't misrepresent the fact. Go and check again. Don't do that. Don't misrepresent the fact. Emmanuel Cummins said drop Savvy. What you say? He's the captain. Tony is misrepresenting the fact. Adge was not the top scorer in West Indies' last test match. Okay, so he's misrepresenting the fact. So don't believe him. He once again, and I said to you, Tony, Just like I said to John P. Nicol yesterday, the time you take to type that Hodge was the top scorer in the chat, you could have taken that same time and research who was West Indies' top scorer. Yes. To be honest, a 25 test average is about as much as we can hope for nowadays, said 8 francs. Okay. And, you know, I've been making the points for about a month now. 2 years ago, and I even make it since week because I've been making it a lot of time. 57 for 5. Bravo, Bonner, Blackwood, Mayers, averaging in the 30s. And we were in their back. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Them can't bat. Where we are now. 25 and 26. One man average 33. And people are talking about dropping him for the next match. Outside the half stump flashes and misses. End of the 17th over. 57 for 5. Angus Foster said, have mercy on West Indies, eh? Michael Douglas said, I don't really care which batsman is in the squad anymore. I have accepted our batsmen in the reason of too much flaws and in their techniques. I don't trust anybody to do better than our next man said. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that is so true. And I heard it, and you would have heard me, Mikel, because I've said it a lot of times. Forward comes onto the front foot and there's no run. I'm not getting into that discussion, SOS Music Labor. I have talked a lot on that one. Our bowling is decent, but I think our bowling is more than decent, to be honest, though, you know, Kenroy Smith. I think the batting is a serious problem. Travis Bratweight said, Bratweight is struggling against the new ball. Who is not? Which West Indies batsman is not? And again, I ask the question, why I'm not going to respond to any more question about Bratweight until you tell me who was West Indies' top scorer in the last test match that we played before this one. So you're saying that Bratweight is struggling. Who is not struggling? Which West Indies batsman is not struggling? And I want to answer Mikel's point. Drive elegantly through the covers by Greaves. With pure elegance and class, it runs away to the boundary for 4. He moves up to 5. Hope is on 2. West Indies 61 for 5. How many times you hear I said it, Mikel Douglas, over the years? That it is not the amount of cricket you play. Because no matter how much cricket you play, if you do not do the basics well, you will not be improved. So even if we are playing 20 test matches a year, if we are not doing the basic and the boring things well, we will not improve. And you do not learn the basic and the boring things on the field of play in a match. You learn them in the nets and in training when you spend hours and hours and hours and hours practicing the basic things. The basic things are usually boring, and that's why I put both of them together, because it's boring. For example, to knock a socks for an hour and then take a half-hour break and come back and knock the socks for an hour again, and for you to do that 5 hours for the day, it's boring. But knocking a socks teaches so many things about batting, about defense, about leaving the ball, about driving out the ball, about timing the ball. Just a basic thing, and I'm not just using that as one example. Until you start doing the basic things and the boring, which are boring, Edge dropped short of the keeper, score remains at 61 for 5. Greaves was the one that nicked off to Webster. It doesn't matter how many matches you play. 18 overs, 61 for 5. As long as you do not master the boring things, the basic stuff. Because all the fancy shots you play, all the cover drives you play and all of that. Look at the basic things as the foundation of your house. No matter what pretty color you put in your house, no matter how you style your roof, no matter what design you put there, without the foundation, none of that can't work. West Indies batsmen must go back to that. As Azul comes into open, he defends out into the offside, and there is no run. Do your research, Tony. Do your research. Do your research, Tony. Do your research. How many batsmen in the West Indies team? So let's go. Let's get going now. How many batsmen in the West Indies team? You are saying that what you said that. What's the question you asked me? How many times before that? How many times before and after he failed? Oh, after coming at that 20. And I keep on saying, I agree. 33 is, if you have a team with four batsmen averaging 40 odd, and you're averaging 33, that's okay. But to be the top batsman in the team averaging 33, that's poor for your top batsman to be averaging 33. But he's the best batsman in the team, that's why he's averaging 33. So no matter how you call it, say he's struggling, he's still doing better than the rest. And I finished the case with Bratweight, Tony. I said I will not respond to Bratweight anymore because everybody's batting worse than him. And man will make a big score. You see the thing about it? It's because Bratweight not making any big score, But he's consistently pinging the ball around and making him those little score. He scores his 30s, his 40s, and his 50s. You will have had score 100, but after had scored the 100, it followed up by 5 score under 10. Hatanese is won a series. Who's there? Man, I'm come off a Bratweight case here, man, and load the youth. Well, sorry, my apology. You're entitled to your opinion. My apology. But I just get frustrated there so for a while ago. So I apologize. You're entitled to voice your opinion. Really did say, but Brad was dropped in 37 was dropped. So why Bratweight isn't being pumped? Why Bratweight is not being pampered? I don't understand. What you mean. The other thing West Indies supporters do is complaining about who should be selected and who should be dropped, said Roxanne Gray. We need to try different players. Those before were inconsistent, said SOS Music Label. But who's making the runs? I don't know. Who are those different players you are talking about? Give us some names. Indeed, the West Indies versus most team is a perfect example of the Indian. The cream rises to the top. Yes. Yeah. Who do you select to replace Bratweight, said 8 francs. Mr. Brown, when our favorite players are not playing, why do we want the others to fail so we can say, I told you so? Is that question for me, Stamor? You asked me that, Stamor? I'm sure that question is not for me. That one crept along the ground. As Greaves came on the front foot to drive and it crept along the ground. 61 for 5. I think V does not have any role clarity. They seem to have stuck in two minds. Some need to give them a proper pathway and backing like the South Africans got from their coach and results they won, World Test Championship. Played to mid-on, looking for a single. The single was not on. The batsmen get back into their crease. 61 for 5. 61 for 5. Thank you, Dex. Is this Dex out of Florida? Lawrence Rowe friend? Me and you is at loggerhead about coaching. Coaching is at the highest level. Is a waste of time. Can't bend it when it is old. Patrick Simmet does that is not scientific. That is your perception. And I will say nothing more about it because there are so many evidence to the contrary. That is your perception and it's not scientific. Why is Bratweight being pampered but Darren Bravo was dropped with a test average of 37? Real legit saying that. Sir Carlton, these new test players. Greaves driven down the ground, mid-on, comes across, stopped it. They stayed in their crease. 61 for 5. Confidence open, Greaves going to for a big score. Thank you, Sean Overcomer. I'm very glad for that, Sean Overcomer. I'm very glad that somebody's getting us back to the match. I'm very glad that somebody... There's no scientific evidence that Patrick Simmet come up with. Patrick Simmet, this is not a bar. So while it's okay for you to say that in the bar, when you come here, you need to come with scientific evidence. That's not a bar. That's not a rubbish. That's anyone can learn as long as they are alive. Technique correction and more games go hand in hand. But the techniques are to be corrected at the under 19 level, not when you break out in international level. Some coloration far from the... Robin, there have to be adjustment at the... We do... Robin, there have to be adjustment. You have to adjust. I'm trying to find a perfect example. All right. You remember, and I can read up this, Robin. You remember when George Headley went to Australia? And after the first 2 test matches, they had determined that he could not play on the onside of the pitch. And by the end of the test series, the Australian remarks was that George Headley was the greatest onside player that I've ever seen. Because when he went to Australia, he was a predominantly offside player. All his runs came through the offside. And you can read up this, Robin. But by the end of the series, they said that he was the greatest onside player that they have ever seen. You can learn at any stage in your cricketing career. Or an even more recent example. Look at Shay Hope. Look at Shay Hope. The ball that everybody expect to get him out. People just expect to just run in and bowl that deliver to Shay Hope and knock over him, stump or hit him in the pad. The Australian have probably bowled about 20 of them in the first innings to him. And all of them came out of the middle of the bat. That means he had gone and made some adjustment to his techniques to be able to cope with that delivery. So they can learn, Robin. They can learn. They can definitely learn. Mr. Brown, not even 180 West Indies could make in the second innings. You know, as I said at Kenroy Fagan, there's an elephant in the room. I would like your opinion on it, maybe on another forum. All right? So, yeah, I don't mind you telling us who's that elephant is. Mr. Brown, not even 180 West Indies would make in the second innings. As I said at Kenroy Ferran, there was an interview with Darren Sammy, and in that interview, he spoke about us batting 120 overs in the first innings, and persons were taking the mickey out of him that he never mentioned anything about the second innings. So he was probably still thinking that Test cricket is a one innings cricket. Shay Hope is bowled down. Hope gone for 2, 61 for 5. That one came back into him. It kept low. It was a mongoose. He could do nothing about it. He's out for 2, 61 for 6. Hope had to go in his shell because of the quick wicket, said Stanmore 9. My, said Jay. Hope having second thoughts. Fidel da Silva. Now it not time for shell. I believe it's try baseball, said Fidel da Silva. Probably yes. We'll get some of that. Will they ask for the extra half hour? Because they can ask for extra half hour and this match finished today, 61 for 6. But I think there are some fireworks coming from Warwick. The batsmen are coming out. There'll be some fireworks. This is a day 3 pitch with an even bounce at Garnet Green. That means it shouldn't be uneven this early. We expect it to be. So if we're going to grade the groundsman, we're going to say it was poor. And I really never put up the players rating, because I was saying that this match won't finish until tomorrow. So what I'll have to do is to come back tomorrow morning with the player ratings. And this pitch is poor. The pitch shouldn't be behaving like that on day 3. The evening of day 4, yes. Day 5, midday, yeah, we can understand. But on day 3, it should have been good for batting right through. Jay said, where they get this? Okay, Robin. The first part. Okay, I got you, Robin. Respect. Where they got these pitches from? Tej Chandapal, 10 matches, 560 runs at 33 with a double century, said Robert Anthony Ross. 10 matches. Coming to Robert, because I love to teach, Cummins to Shamar Joseph played it on the bunks to the man at backward square leg. So that is what we call, you do some search, Robert. So you do some search. Now we are asking you now to do some research. That means you're going to go deeper now. So tell us how much he averaged after his first 5 matches and how much he averaged in his last 5 matches. Cummins to Joseph down the leg side. Kira comes across Calic and there's no run. Kensington historically was one of the best pitches. Yes. And this is Hope and Chase home ground. And look how they got out. Yeah. Remember those days. The Australians are clapping. As I said, Garnet, what I said is if we look into it, is the truth, The lower division team, they can compete with the top division team for up to 25, 30 minutes in the match, in the first half. But as the game approaches halfway, the Premier League team usually take charge. And the Tanmere Rovers of this world have not reduced to mere spectators. So it's really the class of Australia coming out now. So from when this bowl out Australia for 180, Australia was going to bowl them out cheap. The first inning sets up the second innings. The poor fielding and the third umpire decided the match said real legit. Okay, thank you for your opinion. We should have won this match, said Sheldon. I think so too. Windy Fanatic said the West Indies team is crap. Appreciate your opinion. We thank you for expressing yourself. No, we need to move forward and stop finding excuses. I didn't get that comment. Somebody said point well taken. Garner, point well taken. Look at the amount of first class matches these Aussies have played compared to the West Indies. So JE, this is the fault of the fielders. If West Indies have taken their catches, they will be chasing off their target. But then again, given how many wickets have fallen so far, West Indies may not have even gotten 150. I see the point that you're making, JE. What I would add to that, though, is just to say that if West Indies has taken all their catches, would probably be chasing about 90 runs to win the match, and will be batting on the pitch this morning when it would have been a little better. Lovely shot by Greaves. The bowler got a hand to it, but cannot prevent it from running away into the boundary for 4. Greaves moves up to 13. Joseph is yet to score 69 for 6. Conrad Scott said, Mr. Brown, Bratweight was the top scorer in the last match. Yes, he was. He was. Philip Baines, peace to you too. Michael Douglas is saying Chanda Paul got dropped because he couldn't even pass 15 consistent in first-class cricket. The season before he got dropped, he was horrible. Did he get dropped from Guyana team, Michael Douglas? Round the wicket comes Starks, bowls to Greaves, played it back down the hand side of the pitch. There's no run. Did he get dropped from, because if someone who got dropped from Guyana team, you cannot be asking him for him to play in the West Indies team. That's not analyzing the data. I think somebody had made a comment that I wanted to react to. I think somebody was saying that we must stop finding excuses for their failures. Kempton Romatar, yeah, that's the one I want to respond to. As I said, we don't want that type of reasoning. What we want is for persons to express themselves without telling others how to express themselves. And I think in that way we can appreciate everyone, respect everyone's opinions, and disagree when we have to. So we disagree and we respect everyone's opinion. But we shouldn't be telling persons what they should do or what they should post and so on. So if someone is saying that A, B, and C and finding all the fault, and you don't agree with that, we don't want a situation in this community where we are saying to somebody, you should not have said that. We think everyone is entitled to their opinion as long as it is respectful, and we disagree if we have to, agree if we have to, but everyone should remain entitled to their opinion. What brand of cricket are we playing, said David. Big question. Who can tell me that? David, where you come from with that question? What a question. David gone. Robin is saying, the standard of regional cricket needs to be enhanced. It is enhanced, Robin, by doing what I'm saying. Practice the basic for hours and hours and hours and hours, because that's what's going to enhance it. And especially the bowling have clearly gone left the batting, And board to me. CW is to find solutions to get investors on board to make players' contract more lucrative. I have done a show on that, Robin. I hope you look at what I say, because I don't think in handing out contracts, I don't think anyone should get, I don't think any player, right now, I don't think any players here should get any contract. Me personally, yeah, none of them. Well, the bowlers can get contract, because I would, yes, you get your match fee because you work. You get your match fee. But for you to get a contract, you would have to meet a certain standard. As I said, I believe that the players should get more pay. I agree that the players should get more pay. And it's not about getting sponsors to make the contract more lucrative. If the players improve the quality of the product, that means they become better. More persons will want to watch. And when more persons are watching, big corporate Caribbean will know where the eyes are. And if the eyes are on the cricketers, corporate Caribbean are going to place their product beside the cricketers and in the stadium and so on, so that those eyes who are watching the cricket will see their product. So it's the players who have to improve their quality, especially the batsmen. The bowlers have gone, left them, as you see. So the batsmen have to improve their quality. And when they improve their quality, more money will come into the cricket because more people start watching it, and then they will get more paid. So it can't be the investors. I am not going to use my money and support a poor product. You are not going to use your money and buy a poor product, Robin. You know? So I'm not going to do that either. And as I said, I believe in retainer contract, but I don't believe in retainer contract because of retainer contract's sake. I think that you need to meet a standard before you get a retainer contract. That's how I feel. You just don't get up and say, all right, I'm going to give 15% retainer. No, I don't believe in that. I believe that if it is one person reaches standard, you give one person the contract. I believe that if it's 100% reaches standard that you set, you give 100% the contract. That's my view on it, Robin. Tage was about to get dropped at a purple patch. Yeah, Tage have one good season in regional cricket, average 22 and one good series at a bag of 100, and him get called to West Indies, and that was it. He just went through a purple patch for about 18 months, and that was the end of him. The elephant in the room is not being addressed. What is that, Robert? West Indies and Sammy have to get back to the logical drawing board. Just can't put ODI T20 players to play test cricket, and you can't go into a test match with 6 bowlers when batting is the weakest part. Real legit. I share those views. Although Azari had a catch drop off him, I think he should have been replaced with Anderson Phillips for the next game. Azari has not had enough chance. Alzari has had enough chances and just not a test quality bowler, said J.E. Thank you. Appreciate it. Others will disagree with you, but you put your opinion out there, and that's what we ask for. We respect it. Patrick Davey, welcome. When we play the West Indies at Guyana, when we played the West Indies at Guyana last year, they had Lewis, Atanase, Hodge, and Da Silva, and now it is completely different batting units. So it's hard for the batters to get established in the test arena, said Dex. Thank you very much. Dex, where are you from? Can you say when we played? That means another country. Driven to mid-off. It's 73 for 6. Greaves is on. Oh, he's run out, you know. He's run out, you know. Oh, my Lord. Wow. This is going to be very close. A direct hit, and it always make a world of difference. He's out. He's out. Run out. By a long, long way too. And West Indies have lost their 7th wicket. 73 for 7. Oh my Lord. I just waiting and we'll run out before I tell you. Alzari Joseph. Direct hit by Labuschagne, who is on the field. Yes, John News, that's what I'm saying. Paid based on performance. But I don't know if that can happen. It can happen. John News, let me tell you why it can happen. It can happen if everybody will meet the standard. Say, for example, regional 4-day cricket. And So every team have 6 top batsmen. 8-6-48. Now, West Indies not giving out 48 contract, they have a set number. So a batsman knows that even if he averages 100, it is very likely that he won't get a contract. He doesn't have to get one. That's a very likely. He doesn't have to get one. No matter what the batsman does, he doesn't have to get a contract from Cricket West Indies because Cricket West Indies have 15 spots. But if they don't have any limitation to the number of spots, and the batsman knows that once he averages, say, 50 in the regional tournament, and he played all the matches, because availability is your greatest ability. So I'm not talking about someone who played 2 or 3 matches and average 50. I'm talking about somebody who played 90% of the matches and average 50. And if 30 of them average 50 or more, they know that they're going to get a contract. There's a sense of stability, a sense of fairness, a sense of expectation. So you know that once you put in the work, this is what you're going to get. You know that if you average 49.95, you're not going to get the contract. But you know if you average 50, you're going to get the money. So I really think that it can work. It can work, There's no quick fix to win this batting, agree? It will take years, but it needs to start somewhere. It needs to start from the grassroots, agree? Something is fundamentally wrong, though, with the old ladder. That is why there's no good batters. Yeah. How are they going to improve their quality or product in 7 games? You will never meet any standard if you don't have enough games to play. Robin, I agree that more games will make you better, but more games will only make you better if you are doing the right things. If you play 100 games doing the wrong things, you will continue to do the wrong things. So more game, yes, but the more game part is like, for me, is the end of it. That is like when the bread is baked and it's coming out of the oven. That's the more game part. And if, that's the more game part. The more game part is at the end of the road. You have to get the basics right. Oh, Robin, how can you, Robin? Because you are somebody that I know the cricket, Are you saying, Robin, because I need to get this right, and I don't want to say you're saying it, so let me ask you, Robin. I know you know the cricket. Are you saying that more games come before basic? Because that's what I heard Dwight Chateau saying, that more game will make you want, when you fail in more games, it will make you go and want to do the basic. But we have seen it. Which one of these players you see after all these games, even one season when we have 10 games, and this year we have 7 games, and how many games I hear Enoch Lewis used to play? How many games I hear Ralston Hutter used to play? And they still used to. How many games I hear Luther Kelly and Mark Nita used to play? 5. 5 games a year they used to play. And if it wasn't for so much quality in the West Indies batting, they would have played Test cricket. How many games a year Halvin Greenwich used to play? How many games a year Kelvin Williams, the Trinidad number 3, the one who doesn't wear a helmet, how many games a year is? 5. But these guys would have walked into this West Indies team. So while more games a year have some relevance, is getting the basic foundation, the fundamental movement skills right before anything else is done, Robin. Trust me on that one, Robin. Trust me. Now, this was a difficult pitch to bat on, so we may not be able to judge the batting. Yeah, reason for the bad batsmanship is too much T20 cricket. The easy and available dollars into dollars or to resist. You're right, Mr. Brown. Batters at regional level need to average at least 40 for at least 50 innings or so before they even get considered for a call up. You're not easy, you know. You're not easy. I hope Australia not taking the extra. I hope Australia not taking the extra half an hour now. I hope these two, but I'm hungry now. My wife knows that I'm hungry, and she has a delicious plate of food sitting in front of me, eating and smiling, and she's making me know that she's enjoying it. This wicket reminds me of Wickets Newland and Wanderers during the Somerset Decks. Oh, you're from South Africa. Thank you. That's so true. That's so true. People always reminiscent about the West Indies bowlers of the past and forget how great the batting used to be, said J.E. Yes. When the fanatic said, Sammy is no coach. I've heard that a lot. Thank you for expressing your opinion. Thank you. As I said at this moment, I am Sammy in. This could well finish tonight, said J.E. It could be. They could ask for an extra half hour as Warrican plays this down the ground for a singer, and they will come back for 2 West Indies 74 for 7. But Josh and company would say that they could have done better, said Sheldon Smith. The game have changed since then. I am not... so you cannot compare. What I'm comparing, John, is that in that era, those guys were still good, despite only playing 5 games. The basics of the game remains the same. Of course, the game have evolved, but the basic remain the same. The basic. Ask the Australian captain or Australian coach, or ask the England captain or the England coach or the South African coach. Ask any coach in any sport anywhere over the world. Anywhere. No matter how the game evolves, the basic remains the same. And if your players don't learn the basic, they will not evolve with it. So I'm asking you again, Robin, because you're going around in corners and shifting the goalposts. Answer this simple question. Isn't the basic of the game come before anything else? Andre Holmes said 5 games a year, Shell Shield. You know the names you notice the name that I call Andre Holmes? Andre Holmes. Be careful, man. Listen, you notice the names that I call? Luther Kelly, Mark Nita, Rastan Hutter. Those are the names that I call, Williamson. Those are the names I call. I didn't call the Greenwich and the Ains and the Lloyd and the Richards. I call guys who never used to play any county cricket, but year after year, they played in the regional 4-day tournament and would have gotten into the West Indies team if it wasn't for these other guys. I deliberately call those names Andre Holmes. Listen to the names that I call Andre Holmes, please. What's for dinner, Mr. Brown said AF. Lots of vegetable, fish, is steam or fry, Irish potato. Okay, so lots of yam, Irish potato, steamed fish, steam or fry. Okay. You say, Tony, you just want to talk. You know, listen to what I said. You know? You see, you guys don't listen. You're ready to say, the names that I call, tell me which one. Tell me which country Raston Otto playing. Which country Martinita playing. Which country Delroy Morgan playing. Which country Kelvin Williams are playing. Those were the names that I call. Which country Luther Kelly playing. Which country Sebastian playing. Those were the names that I call. So Michael Blake said, true. Yeah. Sam was a good line and length bowler, pressure build medium pace bowler, better suited for limited overs where batsmen must take risks. But 82 for 7. So 1 over to go. Are Australia claiming the extra half hour? Or this is the last over? Well, it's going to be very interesting. Well, 3 wickets, I don't think they can cut. If it was probably 1 wicket leave, I don't think with 3 wickets to go they can claim it. Greaves drive down the ground over the top for 4. He moves up to 27. So he has passed his average. Well, he has passed it already. 86 for 7, West Indies. 86 for 7. That Athanaze kid looks quality against us. Score 97 at Trinidad. Should be back in this test side, said Dex. Well, he's won a series, recall him, he always score a half century every series. I hear saying I'm going to be sitting and watching West Indies win tomorrow. Lord of mercy, said Reynolds Salters. Yes. Yeah. Best from Barbados was a good regional player, but he didn't do so well at the international level, say Andre Holmes. So have they claimed the half an hour, or this is it? So that's the end of the day's play. West Indies need 215 runs to win. Okay, so that's the end of the day's play. I'm telling you, I wish I could stay here a little longer with you and have a little more chat, but the dinner is calling, It's 4:30, the dinner is calling. Have a good day, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the wrap-up, and then we can have a live discussion, because I guess it will be more discussing more than really watching the cricket. And guys, the bottom line is, they have claimed the half hour? Or they have claimed the extra half an hour? Nonetheless, I will go at this time. If anything, we'll do a wrap-up of the match tomorrow morning. But I'll go at this time. I'm hungry. I've been here for more than 2 hours. Thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening. No, but I must say this. No matter how we go around it, no matter how we spin it, it comes back down to getting the basic right. Until we achieve mastery in the basic, no matter what else we put in place, mastery of the basic before the cricket go forward. We can come up with all sorts of suggestions. Any suggestion, any idea, every suggestion, every idea, no matter how good they are, if we do not achieve mastery at the basic, our cricket will never improve. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Have a wonderful evening.